Oregon cannabis companies are crying victory over a racketeering suit. One growing equipment supplier is diversifying its product offering to help essential workers. And cannabis businesses are dealt another low blow in New York. It's Thursday, May 28th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
Over 200 Oregon cannabis companies beat a racketeering suit. According to MJ Biz Daily, a racketeering lawsuit against more than 200 Oregon cannabis companies is resulting in what looks to be a victory for the group of businesses that refuse to settle. The case is one of many in recent years to use the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations, or RICO Act, against the cannabis industry. A move that has led to financial losses, including legal fees, time spent fighting the cases, and lost potential investment. The RICO suit against the Oregon cannabis businesses was thrown out earlier this month, the Portland Business Journal reported, and the suit was filed by plaintiff Laura Underwood, who alleged in July 2018 that smells from a neighboring marijuana processor diminished the use and enjoyment of her property, according to the Business Journal. Named in the suit were 226 companies and their principals who conducted business with the cannabis processor by the name of Oregon Candy Farm. As the case progressed, the court dismissed cannabis retailers from the suit, which cut the number of defendants in half. Other defendants settled, and the settlement announced declined to $1,000.
A home grow supply company pivots to sterilization tents for frontline workers. According to Ganjapreneur, Year Round Garden, a home grow supply firm, announced it is selling at-home sterilization tent packages for essential workers during the COVID-19 crisis. The company said the offering is inspired by a customer who purchased a grow tent and set it up as a DIY sterilization tent. According to YRG's announcement, the customer, a hospital nurse who has a heightened risk of exposure to the virus, said she was inspired by the use of UVC lights in hospitals and food packaging plants. I did some research and discovered UVC lights, especially the spectrum between 240 and 280 nanometers, is on the list of approved sterilization practices for viral activity, she wrote. As I learned through my initial research, UVC light disrupts the DNA of viruses but does not penetrate the dermal layer. The nurse, who wished to remain anonymous, said the DIY sterilization tent gave her peace of mind upon returning home, knowing that, quote, I have done everything in my power to reduce the risk of bringing the novel coronavirus home with me and spreading it to my family. Additionally, she said that many hospital coworkers were intrigued by her story and had started purchasing the supplies necessary for creating their own sterilization tents. Jason Mispagel, owner and operator of Year Round Garden, said, our business is all about listening to customers and delivering products they desire. So naturally, when a customer asked about UVC lights and grow tents, we were more than happy to answer the call and find a solution that worked for both them and anyone else who might find it valuable. The all-in-one sterilization tent offering includes a 2x2 foot mylar-lined grow tent, a 60-watt UVC corncob bulb, an aluminum canister light, and a smart switch for timed exposure to the light, and the whole package costs $139.
Last up today, looks like cannabis dispensaries are excluded from New York's coronavirus loan program. According to Marijuana Moment, not only are cannabis businesses excluded from federal coronavirus relief funds, but medical cannabis dispensaries in New York are also ineligible for the new COVID-19 loan program that the state is offering. Under the New York Forward Loan Fund, cannabis shops are specifically excluded alongside payday loan providers, pawn shops, strip clubs, liquor stores, and astrologers. Information pages about the program don't provide a reason for why dispensaries are considered ineligible. The working capital loans are timed to support businesses and organizations as they proceed to reopen and have upfront expenses to comply with guidelines, for example, inventory, marketing, and refitting for new social distancing guidelines under the New York Forward Plan. A description of the program states, these eligibility requirement restrictions come despite the fact that most states, including New York, have deemed cannabis businesses as essential services that can continue to operate during the pandemic. For the industry in the Empire State, the loan exclusion is another gut punch in the crisis. There have been widespread calls from stakeholders, advocates, and legislators to provide the market with equitable relief from the Federal Small Business Administration. And while so far that has not panned out, there's been hope that the states could help fill the gap. Governor Andrew Cuomo was recently asked why the state hasn't legalized cannabis for adult use as a means to generate much-needed tax revenue during the pandemic. He said it's a policy change that he expects will happen, but it's a, quote, complicated issue and it has to be done in a comprehensive way.
That was today's Buzz. Have a response to any of the stories on today's show? You can comment on these stories and more when you sign up at TRICHOMES.com and join the cannabis community.
And be sure to keep up with us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our podcast and the TRICHOMES YouTube channel for daily content. My name is David Fortin.
And my name is Allison Ben-Yehuda. Take care.